most of the competition cars are between $2 and $3 million, with a few exceptions of the Gulf team.
Our next class is 2B, but we're sans information.
Well, thanks so much for bringing this pride and joy out to share with everybody. Really appreciate your time, Mark, and congratulations.
You're welcome. Thank you. If you go to GrandPrixClassics.com,
Absolutely beautiful job. Wow. There's an extra little applause for that, too.
Marvin actually was the first to come out with the 16-cylinder. And unfortunately, a company of small resources, they didn't really get to capitalize on it the way they should have. And look at the design of this car. It's very modern, very sleek. It almost has a European look.
Yeah, considering the year 1931, we really didn't see a lot of American cars that looked like that. That was going to be ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Here comes Jack and Helen Nethercutt. They brought several cars today, including a couple of hot rods, but this is what the Nethercutts are known for. It's grand.
Like last one, the sun kind of went down, it was nice.
And as I said, look at that paint scheme. It's absolutely amazing.
Almost looks like, wasn't there some bizarre chemically induced jello product in the 70s that separated after you poured into the cup? And I think that's what that looks like to me. That's just me.
And that's why, Dave, you don't have a rock star.
Actually, knowing the family from the Earl Norman Cosmetics Company, I'm guessing those are shades of lipstick. I was just...
Are you pretty familiar with the Goldwings? Can we talk to you a little bit?
And not only great style, but very technically advanced as well. A front-wheel drive sedan.
Everyone thinks Cord did that, but looks like congratulations.
Probably more than we did.
Always winner in this category, but coming up in our second place car, the 1938 Mercedes-Benz owned by Gerhard Schnurr.
I do not know if the interior is. I'd say the exterior they did do.
This is not like a typical Mercedes of the era, for sure. This is like a little sports car almost compared to something like a 540.
Yeah, so we've seen a lot of red ones. I'm here with not the owner of the car, but just an admirer.
Middle-class burgers sports car. Something that wouldn't be as flash as driving a BMW. But one that has something that had a little bit of style, but also had that wonderful Mercedes-Benz quality and
lightweight, beautiful. Most notable is the Goldwing feature. So if you take a look at the door mechanism, they would spring up like the wings of a gull. It's a signature aspect of the car, admired greatly over the years.
And first in our Class 3A European Classic CCCA, 1925 to 1948, the 1937 Mercedes-Benz of Tony Vincent.
Great. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
This is what you think of when you think of a 1930s Mercedes-Benz.
We're going to talk to these guys. Do you want to...
Not simply because I have sung opera. This car
This will take care of the car for him, so congratulations to Tony on his win. He's got a number of spectacular cars.
I suppose you want me to stand
But you look so comfortable.
Lynn, would you like to talk to this gentleman? So we're with Saigon TV and just out here enjoying the concours.
Saigon TV?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so it's national media, about 1.5 million Vietnamese viewers broadcast in English and also Vietnamese.
Our next category is our
Lynn's going to ask you some questions about the car.
What's your name, sir?
Bill Feldhorn.
Hi, Bill. This is Lynn, and we're very happy to be here today.
Well, I'm happy to be here too, Lynn.
Well, tell us all about your car.
Well, it's a 1957 Mercedes 300 SL. It was 4 years in restoration. I finished it about a year ago, and it's primarily been being shown for the last year. And this may be the last show, and it'll become a fun driver from now on.
Well, we're glad we got to capture it today. I'm really glad you're out here. You're having a good day?
Oh, sure. Look at it. Beautiful venue, beautiful weather. Terrific day.
Awesome. Thank you, Bill, for your time.
Thank you. Pass the flunk.
You're great. You're a star in World Video TV.
My favorite part of this car is the interior. It is just that's Larry Crane behind the wheel, not Peter Cohen, but if you had a chance to check out the seats, I think Paul Finn lost a pair of his pajamas or something as they were used to upholster this car. It's very wild, very out there.
That upholstery was designed by E.M. Escher, the very world-famous Dutch artist. And all the
we got another owner. We're going to interview him. He's got a classic Mercedes.
To get to see things that most people can't see.
We're gathering our cars for American Luxury Touring, which is Class 6A. That's post-war to 1970.
We've got one more car together. Going for
But it might go up. What would you like me to
And if you notice, the winning cars in each class are then parking around the rear of the stage. Formation.
Yeah. Which cars are yours?
yes, indeed.
Like friends, like a
The
kid.
handicappers like kids taking events. Oh wait, no.
Hold on. What do you want?
Altogether.
Good would be illegal.
Which vehicle do you have? It's the one with the hood up. Okay, so we can get
You can guess
Got the guy?
what the judge
Yeah, this is Kevin.
I know Donald's gas, but I won't.
So the gold? The gold? The gold. Okay.
Exactly. I've got this microphone. I can hit one of him. But the other
Design Department at Art Center, College of Pasadena. Thomas was there. A number of other people in the design world, other notables who love their cars. Their style.
Anyone else?
Just one more entry for Class 6A, and here it comes. Class 6A,
We'll get there.
American Luxury Touring, our third-place cars in 1987. Cadillac Eldorado, owned by William and Nancy Nave.
who are pulling up in the rear
Champagne on the way to the beach.
around the other cars.
Yeah, people can kind of make a lane there to the sir in the
Mercedes Cabriolet.
This classic was owned by my father. It's been in the family since its inception in 1971.
So your original owners of this vehicle since 71.
Yes.
And how many miles currently on it?
It's got about 81,000 miles on it. It's Leonard's been restored, and I think this has only been about 1,000 miles.
Wow. And how long did the production run go for this particular model?
This particular model was only available for 1 year.
Oh, wow. And what replaced it after that? What model replaced it?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Tell us a little bit about the engine and driving characteristics of the car.
It's a 3.5 liter. It's got only power assisted steering. It's an 8-cylinder, which made it unique. It was one of the first models at that time to have fuel injection built by Mercedes. They were starting to try to fuel injection cars at that time, and I think it's about 220 horsepower.
Great. Thanks so much for your time, Kevin. Pleasure meeting you, and thanks for sharing this fine automobile with us.
You're welcome. Have fun here.
Great. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Good seeing you. Tell Mike we said hi.
Will do.
Thank you.
You want to get the engine?
This show, Saigon TV. Randy. Yeah, get them.
New body style. This is the DBS. Very rare to see. Very elegant, very simple.
Funny how that fastback body style, not only we saw that in domestic cars, even like full-size Ford Galaxies, but of course Mustangs, cars like that, and then in Europe too. This was my favorite car. Maybe not always great for blind spots in traffic, but certainly made pretty stylish car.
Oh my God.
Right now the law is to have a paper here that shows that we're registered to the car.
Now this is the car that maybe you haven't heard of.
Are you actively judging right now?
No, no.
Okay, we want to talk to you on TV. Can we do that? We've got a crew right here. Just learn about kind of the judging process.
Sure.
What you look for.
Okay.
So do you want to share?
Sure, yeah. Okay. Lynn with Saigon TV.
Tom, good
Thank you for your time, sir.
Randy Wong with Exotic Adventure Travel. Thanks.
Good to meet you.
Hi, it's Randy Wong again. I'm here with Lynn Pham, and Lynn and I are with Tom Collette. He's a judge with the Dana Point Concours. So Lynn and I had some questions for you.
Yes, we are very curious on how you judge all these cars, and just tell us all the inside good stuff here.
Well, basically, one car show is different from the next. At this car show,
someone's trying to get your attention right now.
Yes, that Jaguar has a big engine. I think it was set up for racing, which in fact, for car show judging purposes, could bring the points down.
Especially like when they're really loud and we're trying to have an interview.
When they're really loud and annoying, then they'd have to pay us more money to judge it higher. No, I'm just kidding. But basically, we look for originality. We want the car at this car show in particular to be as close as possible to the way it came from the factory. So we look at tiny little details, the plating on the engine, or the finish of the engine. We don't want to see something chromed because it looks better if it wasn't originally chromed, that kind of thing.
So is that typical for all concours, like Pebble Beach concours? By nature of concours, you're looking for originality?
Even more so at Pebble Beach. For instance, a coil like that, an ignition coil, would have been black, the original color, and so a performance coil these days might have a different color just because that's how they do things, but might not be judged as highly.
What about the interior? How much effect does that have to do?
The interior is just as important. We look for everything from wear and tear to was the stitching done correctly on the seats, were the correct materials used, cracks in the dash are the obvious things, switches, and does everything work, the condition of the chrome underneath, pitted. Silly details.
That's a lot of details. What do you think, Randy?
Yeah, it is a lot. I mean, how do you even know, like when you look at the seatbelt for this, for example, it's got the Jaguar Cat, how do you know that that's an original piece?
Well, when it has the Jaguar Cat like that, that's, there are reproduction parts, of course, and that's sometimes legitimate. If you can't get the original part, then we're happy when somebody can reproduce a part, even if it's not the original manufacturer, but it looks exactly like the original. But with seat belts in particular, we allow people to fit seat belts to cars in the name of safety, even though these cars might not have had seat belts at all when they were originally delivered. So
an acceptable modification.
That's one of the few acceptable modifications, exactly.
Great. So what's your favorite Jaguar that you've seen today at the show?
Well, it's hard to beat E-types. They're always quite nice. I'm actually a Mercedes person, so I'm heavily into the gull wings and the 300 SLs as well, but I like a good stock car. In other words, a car that's very close to how it came from the factory. I just appreciate. I always see, I restore these cars myself. I see myself as a cross between an art restorer and a forensic scientist, because I have to unearth what was maybe below the layers of paint, or somebody changed something in the engine bay, and I have to try to figure out how was it originally, what bolt has already come off before, and what bolt has maybe never been touched in 50 years. So I gather clues like that
from one car to the next. And we're very lucky in Southern California that we find cars, some of which have never been touched. So we can get clues like that. We can see, was that screw plated yellow or plated black or plated white originally, and then we can replate them.
Well, thanks for sharing your perspective. It's nice to know the CSI behind the concours cars, and definitely appreciate your insight and honesty.
Sure.
Yes, Tom, thank you so much for your time.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Oh, that was awesome.
Okay.
So take a couple weeks to edit it, then look forward to
So you can't tell for sure when it might be on.
Well, we'll let you. We'll just stay in touch and let you know.
Yeah,
Thank you.
same for me. Thanks.
They were successful again internationally here in the U.S. and SCCA racing. They were very successful, and successful as well in IMSA racing and in FIA GT racing in Europe. An amazing car. Congratulations, first place in Class 7B. Let's go.
Okay, next category is Class 8, Woodies and Wagons. Nothing to me says Southern California more than a Woody wagon with an 18.
Sorry to interrupt. Yes. Can we talk to you about your
He's got the screen.
Oh, perfect. So, original
1965 to
hi, I'm Randy Wong with Saigon TV and Exotic Adventure Travel Magazine. Wanted to learn a little bit about your original Shelby Cobra.
Well, let's see. It's a 1965 289 AC Cobra. We've owned it for 21 years. It's been rebodied. It had this body on it. It came out back with a different body on it. But it was so badly wrecked that we had to put a new body on it.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about the difference in this body as opposed to the original factory body. I noticed when I look at the fenders, they appear to be wider and more rounded.
That's true. Done that way to give you a wider track with bigger tires in the front, bigger tires in the rear, and they had to all be covered. So that's how the factory did this. Take it down to Shelby, and you could do it. Take that narrow-bodied car down to Shelby's and say, "I want this done." 3 days later, $50, come out like this.
So Shelby. Was that in Las Vegas, the factory, or where was that at?
This was in Venice, and then later on Torrance.
Okay.
This was before he moved the shops to Nevada.
And very sorry to hear about his passing. What are some of the things that the club did to recognize that event?
I don't have an answer for that. We went to the wake, and there was a wake at Peterson, and there was a kind of a roast for him. It was hysterical. Everybody in the world had stories. It was a great event, and there were a lot of folks there. It was about 300 people. I mean,
2 days after we
drove the cars on the racetrack.
Yeah, so Las Vegas Motor Speedway?
No, Willow Springs.
Willow Springs, great.
Willow Springs. We went out to Willow, and Cobra Club had an annual meet out there, so we went out and drove around real fast and had a good time. And we had a couple-minute salute to him, and then everybody got in the car, fired the cars up, made a lot of noise, and then we hauled out.
Good. Yeah, I'd heard about that. So at a certain designated time, all the Cobra and Shelby fans were going to start their engines at that time as tribute.
Yes, it was at 6:44 at night.
Great.
On the evening of the 18th.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you with this extremely unique and valuable automobile, and not just store it away in a garage, but bring it out and share it with people. So thank you for that.
We were happy to do that. We like doing it. We drove it down here from Sherman Oaks this morning, and we're going to drive it home.
Awesome. Well, that's what it's made for, right?
That's what it's all about.
How many miles do you have on this beauty?
There's just turned over 57,000, which we put on 20 years.
Great. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it and driving it and getting it out and sharing it with people.
We like doing it. Great. Thanks for doing it.
Thanks.
You bet. Excuse me.
I'll be back later. Thank you very much. Yeah, taking off. Lights, camera, action. Just don't go in the water. That's all that matters.